started
Yeah, it's
another
very
video.
surprising
A
to see
video.
to see you there, big fella.
And I just thought it was gonna be funny to watch me stuck with this game because I'm actually
And
getting
just before the game
I'm back to the point where it just doesn't make sense. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and
a proud moment indeed for this team and their fans.
I picked the Warriors because,
and we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of the new season. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines.
All right, that's how you do that.
It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Golden State Warriors get ready to battle. And going against New Orleans, their first game of the NBA's regular season. They met last season in the first round, sweeping the series to advance.
Yeah, some history here, though. Of course, they won that first round series in last year's playoffs and ended up sending them packing.
Added incentive in a game like this. I mean, they've got to be ready to rise up to that challenge.
Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. Evans and Davis, the forward tandem. Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. And it's Asik in at the 5 spot. And so it's New Orleans with it. Gordon with no one around.
Oh, yeah.
Another shot. He lays it in.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
All right.
And it's Golden State's ball. 4-point game. From deep. Again, Curry missing. Early on last year, it was clear Steph Curry was just on another level. Was an MVP candidate right from the start of the season, and he would eventually
see how he elevated his play. And so many of us, and so much talk focuses on what he does offensively. But he was ahead of the snake of a terrific defensive group for Golden State a season ago, and that's one reason why he ended up being the MVP.
Now here is Bogut following the shot by Evans. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field. Holiday, the pass to Asik. Gordon goes in, and he makes good on the layup. Gordon's got his first basket.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
And the Warriors off to a slow start here.
Searching
for their first points of the game.
Oh, my
Curry
gosh.
can't get it to go. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far.
All right, so if they make it to 30 and I still haven't scored yet,
right side Gordon.
I'm just going to stop, dude.
Hits the jumper in space.
Yeah.
Gordon's got his second basket.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start exactly what they were hoping for.
Here's Curry. And again, no good by Golden State.
I'm good at
He just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Alvin Gentry. One player that he's talked to his guys a lot about is Stephen Curry. He said Curry's one of the premier shooters in the game, and he's got that quick trigger. We really have to be tight to him, get physical, and try to get him on his heels as much as possible. Guys, Curry is an excellent free throw shooter. We'll see if they can do that without fouling him.
All right, Doris, thanks. Well, last year the Pelicans were a team on the rise, making the playoffs. A solid season overall, especially on the road. Really, they sent notice by what they did away from New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, 17 road wins. I mean, you say to yourself, well, that doesn't sound great. But when you're a young, up-and-coming team, one of the things that you can really value is your ability to go into hostile environments and have success. They're going to be building on that confidence.
The Pelicans shooting their first free throws of the game.
Well,
okay,
there's a lot of Curry fans.
2 shots. 2 shots.
A free throw good from Eric Gordon.
As for the Pelicans on the road, I mean, they have the fewest road wins of all the West playoff teams. The franchise hasn't had a winning road record since 2009 when they were the Hornets.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Harrison Barnes. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry.
And for the Pelicans and their road struggles last season, they are a younger team. It's a team built around a young superstar in Anthony Davis.
Wow.
So taking road lumps is just kind of part of that growing process. Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Gordon kicks to Ajinça. Back to Gordon. The shot is off, and Golden State will come the other way. Here's Livingston, and another basket for Golden State.
All right.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And Cole kicks to Ajinça. Here's Cole. To the wing on the left. Three-pointer. And it's Iguodala with the rebound. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
Look at your boy.
A mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Gordon kicks to Ajinça. The open shot, Gordon. That ball is in the basket. Now he's shot 6 and made 3 of them. Warriors trail by 4. Livingston dishes to Green. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a guy like him that good a look.
Cunningham kicks to Ajinça. Gordon the pass to Cunningham. Lets the 3 fly. To the inside. Anderson's shot is off. Golden State's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. From the line.
Nope.
And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Cole. Misses in close.
Dang it. I was about to shoot.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Pelicans lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And Steph Curry, a player in the gym range, told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Shot was Babyface.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line, if I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, and I think Coach will allow me to take that shot. And it's tough to guard, especially when you see a couple go in. That basket gets a lot bigger.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Guys, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
Right from the start, they have been able to really own that paint and just dominate the backboard.
Well, Greg, you can't dominate the boards unless all 5 guys are making the effort to box out and chase down the ball.
The Splash Brothers are the guards. Azealia is out there with Iguodala, and it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. And Davis gets it to go.
Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation,
but
a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Pondexter with it. There's the feed to Davis. Screen by Asik. Pondexter from outside.
My first time playing. So,
and
yeah.
that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Pondexter's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Warriors trail by 7. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And good on the basket. Book it.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed. Never in a hurry.
You know, you got to try. You know.
Evans outside.
I'm more of a Madden, Black Ops 3, Fallout.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
Excuse me.
And remember, you go back to when Steph Curry was in college, more of a shooting guard at Davidson, but he's worked relentlessly to not only improve his ball handling, but his vision. And now, all of a sudden, he's one of the most elusive ball handlers in the NBA.
And so
we could probably play if you would like to. I'm looking for other people that, you know, play.
Pondexter kicks to Ashet.
Yes.
His second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. And Curry, certainly, Clark, a magician with the ball in his hands. He can really supply the terrific handle, razzle-dazzle moves, crossovers. He has it all.
He sure does, but on occasion he can be a little loose with it and turn it over some. That's been a focus both by him and the coaching staff. Attack, but do it with precision.
Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Three-pointer, Pondexter. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot. And it's really... really paid off for them during the run.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Last season was possibly the best of Tyreke Evans' career, at least since his unbelievable rookie campaign.
Yeah, and Kev, a lot of that has to do with his injury history. I mean, last year he played in 79 games. That's the most of his career. So you could say it was probably the healthiest season he's had since he was a rookie.
Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Ezeli. Now here's Curry. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Curry's got his second basket.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
You know, back to Tyreke Evans last year, he had a big jump in three-point percentage. He was also up in assists, rebounds, really did a lot of good things. The only bad news, he was also up in turnovers. Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And talking about Tyreke Evans, you really hope he can build on what he did last year. He has too much talent to waste on inconsistency. Time for him to just step up here in the prime of his career.
So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is, GA, their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing. Green's checked in. Cole's checked in for the Pelicans. And so it's New Orleans with it. They've led by as many as 11 points.
Hey, guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of a season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
That's it, and the Pelican lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Stephen Curry.
Shooting much better here in the second quarter.
Yes, very, very impressed with how much more alive they look here to get back in.
And it's the Warriors on the break. Green with the ball. Stolen by Holiday. Great D that time from Green.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him. And you know what? That Warriors point differential was helped out a lot by their play at home. The home differential was almost +15 points per game. A lot of blowout wins. Scary thing is they set their starters in the fourth so often, they could have made those numbers even higher had they wanted.
And Holiday kicks to Davis. Inside, Asik. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Asik's got 6.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Now Holiday after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. Kicks it out to Evans. The dish to Asik. Holiday against Thompson. A second chance effort and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And guys, for Jrue Holiday last season was a tale of 2 halves. Over the first half, he displayed the leadership and the playmaking skills the team had originally acquired him for.
You know what, Kevin? Over the second half of the year, everything just kind of fell apart for Jrue. He couldn't shake an injury to his lower right leg, and as a result, had to watch from the bench as his team fought for its playoff lives.
And when you talk about Holiday, the Pelicans really needed his contribution last season. He can score and distribute the basketball equally as well. An excellent all-around defender. Exactly what you want in a point guard, except that he just couldn't stay healthy.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Brandon Rush. Clark, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Gordon goes in to the right side. Shot clock at 6. Here's Holiday. Misses off the left iron. Clark can't get it to go. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Pelicans ahead. They lead by 5. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Guys, I'm here with Stephen Curry. And Steph, Coach made a point of stating how important the physical presence would be in this game. How important is that going to be for the team in the second half?
That's a big deal. I mean, just being physical and, make the right plays and then hopefully put ourselves in good position to win.
You've got to match that opponent's intensity, Steph. Thanks for the time. Guys?
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal, and a competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. At one point, they managed to push out ahead to an 8-point lead. Kenny, your thoughts? How the Pelicans are playing?
Well, they're generating points in the paint.
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half of our game. Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. The shot blocking pair of Davis and Asik inside. Gordon the off guard with Evans at the 3. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league. And that's just carelessness there. You have got to have your head in the game.
New Orleans in the lead. Pass to Asik. He kicks to Evans. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got 4 rebounds now tonight. For the tie. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Evans with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. And Holiday kicks to Asik. Evans inside. He's against Green. Evans, good.
That's a shot he shouldn't be afraid to take more often.
Curry sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Curry's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Warriors. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Mazzili's checked in for the Warriors. And the Pelicans making a change here as well. Norris Cole, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. On defense, Golden State. They trail by 1. And Asik kicks to Cole. Asik with a screen on Thompson. Outside Gordon. Here's the 3. The rebound by Ezeli. And for Festus Ezeli, came in as an extremely raw prospect a couple years back. Late first-round draft pick. His minutes were down actually last season, but his production was decidedly up.
Yeah, he went from 44 to 55% on field goals, from 53 to 63% on free throws. A testament to how much effort he's putting into developing that shooting stroke.
Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for New Orleans.
Oh, man, what a shot. He hit that one from another time zone.
You just watch him pull up, always so dangerous.
And Cole kicks to Asik. Evans outside. Feeds to Cole. Screen by Asik. 4 on the shot clock. Pondexter from outside. No good. So Golden State will take it the other way.
And, going back to Ezeli, impressive physically. 7 foot, 7'6" wingspan, 5% body fat. If his skill set ever catches up with his natural gifts, watch out. Watch out.
Now Pondexter. Following the miss by Draymond Green from deep. Here's Evans. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but, man, it's embarrassing when you blow them. And a footnote to Ezeli. One of his college administrators raved about his intelligence. He cited Ezeli's broad perspective on world trade, globalization. And I tell you what, if Ezeli keeps improving, he'll soon be a serious benefactor of the economics of American sports.
Davis sends a screen. Here's Cole. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Cole's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. Enough. A bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Ezeli. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. Ian Clark's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Here's Cole. To the inside, Pondexter, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that. And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
From deep three-point range, the rebound by Anderson. And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. New Orleans making some changes here. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Anthony Davis. Gordon comes in for Quincy Pondexter. And it's Holiday in for Cole.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court. Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Outside Holiday. Again, the Pelicans score. The third quarter comes to a close. Pelicans lead by 4. And time for the short break. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Pelicans leading by 4. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Iguodala out there with Bogut, and it's Curry in at the 1. So that's the group out there for Golden State. There's the pick. Evans dishes to Holiday. The basket good off the assist from Evans. 6 points for Drew Holiday.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And until he cools off, I'd keep the ball in his hand.
Pass to Ajinça. He feeds it to Gordon. Another shot. Shot is off. Nice D from Bogut.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Man showing some terrific range. Curry's got it all tied up now for the Warriors.
You know, once he crosses half court, you need to stay awake because he can drop it from deep.
No doubt. He is a threat from anywhere.
Thompson passes to Curry. From deep. How did he hit that shot?
I don't believe what I just saw right there,
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Clark, remember a year ago, Klay Thompson was the subject of trade speculation, possibly, in fact, going to the Timberwolves for Kevin Love.
Yeah, in the end, the Warriors stood pat, and it was a controversial decision at that point, but I don't think there's any question it was a pretty good move for the Warriors right now.
Smith to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Alvin Gentry had some words for his team over that last break. As this game enters winning time, and it really could go either way, he wanted the chance to check in, make sure they're all on the same page, and sticking to the game plan to close it out. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. Omer Ashe, he's checked in for New Orleans. Anthony Davis comes in for Ryan Anderson.
And the Warriors, also inking Thompson to that 4-year, $70 million extension. A big show of faith on their part, and it's looking like money well spent.
Now here is Holiday. The shot by Evans. Nobody around. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Here's the Warriors with the ball. 11 unanswered points for them. Another three for Golden State.
And now Klay Thompson with deeper pockets, but never one to splurge. His father taught him well. I mean, his rookie year, he drove the family hand-me-down. He bought his next car used, so his focus is clearly on the game, not the glitz and glamour.
That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Gordon. Curry. Look at that shot! How did that go in?
How about that?
Oh! They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And fouled hard that time. They'll get to the line and shoot two. They get Andre Iguodala. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Warriors.
And they've made the long range look like a layup at times in this one, guys.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
The Warriors making a switch here. Green's checked in. Curry's shot is off. Pelicans trail by 7. Passes it to Holiday. Asik the screen for Davis. Back to Holiday. He dishes it to Gordon. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got his 3rd assist on the night.
They're down right now, trying to stay in the game with the 3-ball. They shot a lot.
Look out, and then you throw him stuff like that. You go, oh my, how does it even go in? He pulls a Houdini. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
He's been absolutely on fire from outside. They've got to get into his jersey, get up into him, force him to pass or drive.
Evans kicks to Asik. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And the pass to Davis. 1:41 left in the 4th. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Curry. And the Warriors get it back. And the wide open shot from Green. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Holiday's got his 3rd rebound on the night. The shot no good. Curry with the defensive effort.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. The defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for the Warriors. The lead pushed to double digits. Curry's got 45 points.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Warriors.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one, Kevin, and then they do it again. It worked.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Curry. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Outside Holiday. Davis with a screen on Thompson. Down low. Here's Asik. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far.
And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans.
Substitution on the guard. The Pelicans call timeout.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're losing by 9. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
You know, I think he's just trying to send his team a message, you know, not willing to give up on this game just yet. Just trying to instill that fight in this group.
Yeah, hey, I'm all for giving messages and teaching lessons, and I respect that, but at some point, if it's over, it's over. I mean, you need to be looking at the next one. This one's done. Forget about it. Let's move on.
Rush dishes to Spates. Kicks it to Clark. At the top of the key, Spates. Three-pointer. And that one's good by Clark.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
So in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. As a unit, the team seemed to have a cohesive approach out there. How important was the lift you got from the bench?
Just do it as a team. You know, it's not an individual effort. We're a real deep team this year. We got a lot of guys who would start on some good teams, so we just did it collectively.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin.